Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The footage you just watched was me taking delivery of a new appliance that we're installing in our house for this next winter. Now that appliance is a wood stove that we're going to be installing. It's been a lot of years since I've had wood heat. I grew up with wood heat, haven't had it since we built this house, and I've missed it ever since. So the wood stove is getting installed here in a couple weeks, so I need to get a hearth built for the wood stove. So I'm going to film some of that, putting that thing together, just kind of how we're doing it. Now this isn't a how-to on how to install a wood stove or build a hearth. I'm just going to document it for my own sake, just to kind of show you all, maybe give you all some ideas on how I'm going to do things. But if you're looking at installing a wood stove, you need to go ahead and check your regulations and code and all that stuff, because there is certain things you need to do, and there has to be certain minimum distances around your wood stove, and most everything around your wood stove can't be a combustible material, so keep that in mind. Okay, so let's get started on this hearth. Now, what we've done prior to this is we ripped up all of the carpet through the majority of the house today. That's pretty much all we've got done. The house is going to end up getting ceramic tile throughout it, so the carpet needed to go anyways, but I had to cut out a piece of carpet just for the hearth. Let me show you where the hearth's going to go. So the hearth is going to be here in this corner. It's going to come out 60 inches on each side, and then out 40 something inches, and then a piece across the front, so it'll kind of look like a little diamond right there. But it's going to be raised up about 7 inches or so off the ground. We'll tile it, but first we need to get this thing framed up. So that baseboard there and that baseboard, I'm going to have to cut those out of the way at 60 inches so the boards will fit in there and we can get everything screwed to it. So let's go ahead and get some boards cut. Okay, so what we're using to frame up the hearth is treated 2x6s, and I need to cut one at 60 inches and the other one 1.5 inches shorter than 60 inches, so we have a 60-inch overall on both back sides. Okay, so to help explain the style and shape of the hearth that we're building, I'm going to go ahead and just show you this. This is the design of it. It's 60 inches overall on both sides. So I've got one cut at 58.5, one cut at 60, then a 43 inch, and then a 23 inch. But that is the shape and style and size of the hearth that we're building for our new wood stove. Okay, so the framing of the hearth is the treated 2x6s. Once we have it framed up, we're going to end up putting 3/4 inch plywood on top of that, and then on top of the plywood we're going to end up adding 1/2 inch concrete board or hardy board to the top of it, and then we're going to put ceramic tile over the whole thing. So I'm going to get to cutting stuff. I'm going to put you guys on time lapse, and we're just going to get this thing thrown together so we can get it done. Okay, well, that's gonna do it for tonight. It is almost 10 o'clock and I ran out of lumber. I bought 8-foot long 2x6s that were treated, and that's what I got. I'm gonna finish adding some more cross pieces and then double those up across. So when it's done, I should be able to drive my dozer across it, as stout as it's gonna be. But the stove that we're putting in weighs 700 pounds. So I wanna make sure that the hearth is sturdy enough that it ain't going anywhere. But anyways, we'll pick this up tomorrow. All right, it's a new day. Already made it to town, got some lumber, some more screws. So let's finish getting this thing framed up. We don't like a whole lot for the framing, and that'll be done. I will end up adding doubles through here, throughout the center, and then I'll throw another double up there on the front. Okay, that's gonna do it for today. I've got some other things to do today, so we're gonna pick this up here tomorrow or the next day, which is just gonna be a few seconds for you all. But let me show you what it looks like so far. So you guys seen the 2x6 treated frame that we built, and then we layered it with wood glue and 3/4 inch plywood. And then we've got this hardy board, the cement board put on top of it. Now the cement board does have a rough side. That's this. The bottom side is smooth, but it does say the smooth side is for mastic and the rough side's for mortar. And the mastic, that's just like resins or glues that you would use. I gotta go get a tile saw and some mortar bought. I've already got the tile purchased. I just need to get the mortar and a tile saw, a wet saw, so I can get the tile laid, and this thing will pretty much be done. On the back wall here, for now, I've got some old barn tin we're gonna just put up here and space it out from the wall about 1 inch. I'm gonna also put cement board up through here and then put the tin on top of that. But eventually we found some fake stone that we like. It's a fireproof stone. It's like a inch and a half thick, kind of looks like flat stone. We're gonna end up doing a stone wall all the way to the ceiling on both sides and then out just about to here on each side. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and put the tin up. It kind of goes with the theme of everything anyways, kind of a rustic country look. So we'll get the tile installed and get the rear heat shield, the barn tin, put in. Okay, well, you guys seen the tile laid up on top. My beautiful wife spent quite a bit of the day getting the mortar out between the joints. Really probably should have cleaned a lot of that out before we let it all dry, because that was a little bit of a pain. That took several hours. But that's the top, and we're fixing to cut these side pieces and get the side tiled. Looks like we need 5 pieces to make this go. Then once that's done, I think tomorrow evening, it's a Friday evening right now, so Saturday evening or Sunday we'll go ahead and get everything grouted. And then a few days after that, the wood stove gets installed. Okay, next step's gonna be getting the grout put in all of this. So I got some grout, we're gonna get it mixed up and spread it out through there, get it in and wipe it off. So once that's done, then we can do the back wall heat shield with the old rusty metal barn tin. Okay guys, the hearth is pretty much done at this point. The only thing we may end up doing is adding some cement board and tin right under the window all the way to the edge of the hearth. But I feel like I would need to do the same thing on this side just to kind of keep everything matching and even. But I want to keep my outlet, so I'm unsure yet. Maybe if I can find some spacers to space that outlet out, we may end up doing that. But for now, the hearth is done. The next big project is going to be getting this entire floor. Once we find some ceramic tile that we like, we will tile all over the floor. But I don't think it turned out too bad. This hearth, these back walls are 60 inches and these are 40 something out here. The stove is fairly good size. The stove will be getting installed tomorrow. So once that's in place, I've met all my minimum distance requirements for the stove. So once that stove's installed, we'll see kind of how things look at that point. We'll probably end up, we're either going to finish shiplapping this entire wall, or we have talked about possibly maybe putting up barn tin inside the house. I don't know yet. Probably end up shiplapping it, I would assume. But anyways, the hearth's done. It took me and my wife quite a bit of work, quite a few hours putting this thing together. I'm not a carpenter, neither is she. There is flaws in it. You can see flaws all over it that we can pick out, but we're happy with it. I think for not doing this thing, doing this kind of work. I did tile once before, but that was probably close to 20 years ago, so I'm happy with it. I'm really looking forward to having the wood stove installed and getting to heat with wood from here on out, because that's what I grew up with. I enjoy it. Wood heat, for those of you that don't know or haven't ever experienced it, it's just a different heat. It like warms everything versus a electric furnace or propane furnace or whatever. Wood heat just, it's different. I don't really know how to explain it. If you haven't experienced, hopefully sometime you can, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.